So we both have the cat motif.
Yes, we're rocking a theme.
You're a leopard.
Excuse me. Yeah.
You're a leopard, and this is cheetah. I think I'm a cheetah.
Yeah.
I think I'm a snow cheetah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm just a regular ass. I don't know if it's cheetah or leopard or whatever. It's fucking comfy, I'll tell you that.
Is it furry?
What?
Is it fuzzy or?
No, it's like a satiny, silky kind of material.
Oh, okay, I see the stripes on the side, so it's Adidas.
It's Adidas, baby.
Okay, I thought it was pajamas at first, but
no, man, it is. It's technically a woman's pajama top, but I don't give a fuck. Comfort and fashion know no limits. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is season 4 of Shooting the Breeze, and this week's guest is my good friend and frequent podcast guest, Peter Egnatoff. And Peter's a comic based out of Kingston. Hello, Peter. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
So because we're good friends, and because I think this is your 4th time on the podcast, something like that. This is season 4. I think you've been on every season so far.
Yeah, I got a lot of spare time.
And we've seen each other recently.
That's right.
So it's not this. So this episode isn't going to be the typical, where'd you grow up and da 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 da. We're more like, we're not really catching up because we've seen each other fairly recently, but just like talking about regular stuff, So it'll take a little bit of a different format than if I was talking to somebody that I didn't know very well, or B, this is the first time that they're on the podcast, so a little different for us. Totes.
Plus, I'm gonna do my best, but I'm fucking real. Sorry, we can curse on this.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry if my parents are watching. Yeah, I'm a little bit hungover. It was a night last night. There was Dave Marhej was in town. I got to see him and Hassan. Again, I forgot Hassan's last name, but he was super funny. So we did that. Saw that show, and then there was karaoke afterwards. So naturally,
you did karaoke too?
Yeah, we stayed and sung some songs. There were some friends from the musical I was in showed up, which was nice. Okay. I could chat with them, and they sang a bunch of songs. I sang a couple. There was this old dude named Larry, who I guess is a regular at the karaoke night, and he just sings like lounge classics, like Frank Sinatra and that kind of stuff. And it was a typical karaoke night. Like the first girl got up and just in case you're watching this, I'm sorry, ma'am, but she just fucking just crashed through whatever the hell song she was singing. I think it was You're So Vain by Carly Simon.
Oh, okay.
And it was it became immediately apparent that she only knows the chorus and not even that well.
No lyrics.
You're so vain. Yeah, just not hitting a single fucking note. And that's kind of what karaoke's about, is you just blast out some songs.
Yeah, because it's not supposed to be good.
I mean, it can be.
I mean, yes, it can be, but that's part of the charm of it, that it's people who aren't really singers singing, because it's almost, I don't know, I find it almost not fun if the people singing, doing the karaoke can sing, but.
So it's we're at least a half hour in, maybe closer to an hour into karaoke. And Larry gets up there, and he's this older guy. He's maybe in his 60s, and just wire thin, And he just gets up there and he's singing New York, New York, and just instantly, first note, it's oh, this fucking guy can sing. Oh, he was incredible.
Oh wow.
It kind of sounded like they were just playing a recording of the actual song. He was really good. Yeah. And the fucking crowd everyone immediately was just like, yes, Larry. And fucking Dave, who I think is living in New York right now, Dave by the end of it was like standing on a bar stool, just like taking it all in, just fucking, it was
That's
so
amazing.
awesome. Yeah, and like Larry went on and sang a bunch of songs throughout the night, but like nothing popped quite as hard as that first New York.
Oh man, that's incredible.
It was dope. Yeah,
that's fun.
Everyone was just like singing along and cheering and shit. Oh man, Larry's why night. That's why you go to karaoke.
Yeah, and like, because not often does a Larry come around.
Yeah, part of it is like there's an art to karaoke, right? Like you got to pick. You can pick a song for you, and you can pick a song for the crowd, and if you can do both, which is what Larry ended up doing, it's something else. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Can you not fucking rub your face on the mug? That would be super sweet.
Is that Dodgy?
That's Dodgy on your lap? Yeah.
Okay,
I gotta just squish him down. He doesn't want it.
I'm not there to sip your coffee.
Yeah.
Like on the tree.
It's like you don't want it, man. Like trust me. You don't need caffeine. You and caffeine would be a bad mix. Yeah, and then we went to another bar afterwards, and I think I walked home. I don't recall.
You just ended up home.
Yeah, I woke up in my bed. All my shit's here. Still have my wallet and my keys. So we're all right.
You still have a kidney. You wake up in a bathtub full of ice.
No, we're good.
Okay, good.
This time of year, you just fill the bathtub with snow, though. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just snow. Exactly. You don't have to go to the trouble of ice.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned that you ran into some people from the show you were in.
Yes.
Tell us about that. That's
oh, you want to know about the show?
Yeah, just your experience with it and what led you to audition and all of that.
Okay, so
I think it's so cool.
Yeah. Well, in high school, I had always opted for drama. Like you got to choose between the arts, which like I think you had to take either drama, art, or music. And I went for drama because I like TV and movies and shit, but I never. So yeah, I did that all through high school. I can finish the sentence, I swear. Did it all through high school, but I never like was involved in a full proper production. So a while ago, like ended 2019, some friends hit me up and they're like, this company in town is putting on The Producers, Mel Brooks musical. You should come audition. They need men. I was like, all right, cool. That sounds like it could be fun. So I did the audition, and then I actually ended up missing the callback because I checked my email like while the callbacks were happening, and I just so I missed my spot. But then the pandemic happened,
right?
So they had to postpone the production, and they tried to bring it back like a couple times, but because of all the time frame changes, they had to put it off until this year, and they lost a lot of people, so they had to re-audition. And my friends told me about it. I was like, I'll go in.
Right.
They were looking for, if you know the show, they were looking for someone to do Franz Lieben, who's the one who writes the show that they end up producing. And then the rest of that sentence. Damn it, I can't speak. No. Yeah, I auditioned for that role. I didn't get it, but they were also like, if you don't get the role, would you still be interested in doing other stuff? And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be a diva about it. I'm just happy to be involved and a part of it. Right. So they did find some parts for me, a bunch of smaller roles. I had a short solo, a little duet, and then mostly I was just a part of the chorus and stuff. Okay. But it was a lot of fun.
Oh, good. Because how many weekends did it run? I know it ran like the last weekend of November, but did it start like the week before or 2 weeks before that? Like
it was a two-week run.
Okay.
So there were 8 shows that we did.
So it was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday sort of thing?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, was it a good experience for you? Like you would do it again?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, somebody actually linked me and was like, they're auditioning for this show coming up. And I was like, I don't know that it's this much my jam. But I'm gonna get right back into it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good experience.
Yeah, so like we talk fairly often. Like we're close, so we talk fairly often, and so we've seen each other I think twice in the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks or so. Now the first time was a show in Kingston, a Yuck Yucks on Tour show at, what's the name of the brewery? Spearhead at Spearhead.
Good venue, good beer.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. So I saw you there, and then I saw you a few days later because you came to Toronto with me. Yeah, how was that experience for you?
That was a lot of fun. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know already, someone got to open for Mark Normand in front of what, like 1,500 people, Danforth Music Hall.
Yeah, I think it was around that.
It was a good venue for it. I had never seen Mark Normand live. I'd seen you a few times.
Yeah, you've seen me.
So it was good to see both. And then the other opening act, it turns out I actually went to Humber with.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, it was so funny because someone got us into the green room afterwards. We got to meet Mark, which was sweet. And then Rob was like running around doing stuff, talking to fans and selling merch and shit. And then so he comes back and I'm like, hey Rob, haven't seen him for like 10 years, if not longer. And he's just like, hey, I thought he didn't recognize me. So he goes back out, runs around and does some shit and comes back in. I'm like, Rob, like, hey Rob, like I'm Pete, like we went to school together. And he's like, yeah.
Oh, he actually knew. He was just
he did remember.
He was just being like that.
Yeah, and I was like, I forget exactly what he said, but I was basically like, oh, so you did remember me, you just don't care. He's like, yeah, like I'm kind of dead inside, man. I was like, oh, okay, right. Well, it's nice that you remember me. It's real nice to see you there, buddy. He's like, yeah.
Thank you for telling me you're dead inside.
So we chatted a little bit. I bombarded him with some questions, and it was good to see him. And then he was running a comedy festival. It might still be going. It might be done by now. I don't know. He's running like,
I think it started. Festival. It started like that night or the night.
I think that was the first night. Yeah,
I think that was the first night.
He did the casting couch show, which we all tried to get on, but didn't, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I know before I brought you guys backstage, because I remember I was telling you I wasn't sure like if you guys were gonna be able to come backstage with me like for the whole show, or if they were gonna give you seats or something. Like we didn't know until I think we were on the train when we found out that gave you seats, like actual seats sort of thing. But after the show, because I had asked Mark permission like to bring people. And so after his set, I was in his dressing room, and I knew at some point I was going to go out and find you guys and figure out a way to bring you back somehow, instead of like me back there and you guys out in front. And he was like, I thought you had some friends with you. He's like, I thought you had 2 friends with you. And I said, yeah. I said, they're in the audience. And he's like, go get them, bring them back here. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I sent Christy a text. I was like, come backstage,
and we had to deal with security. They were
but then
you're friends with the opener. Okay, well, when she comes and gets you, then you can go back.
So
he's like, all right, I'm not gonna fight this guy.
So Mark gave me 2 wristbands.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, go get them. And he gave me 2 wristbands. So when I came out, like I came out and walked across the stage, hoping that you guys were still in like in the theater part. Cause I think it might have been,
yeah,
because it was still quite
left
full. Yeah, it wasn't like 20 minutes after the show ended. It might have been maybe 5 or 10 minutes after the show ended, because there were still a lot of people in the theater. And then I saw you guys in front of the with the guard, and I was like,
stage
it's
right,
okay.
we call that. Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, it's okay that they're with me. And then he let you guys through.
Yeah.
And
we
I
weren't
just thought that was cool.
we weren't being dicks about it.
No.
He's just doing
It's
his
not
job.
your style anyway. And like he's can't just let people back.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm glad like I got the wristbands and I was able to come and bring you guys back and to introduce you and everything. So that was fun. And then the other thing, my friend Erin from South Carolina, she was in Toronto for another festival. And when she found out I was going to be there, she bought tickets to go. Nice. And she was in the lobby and she had texted me like, are you guys going for drinks? Like, what are you guys doing after? And I think meanwhile, Mark had left because somebody, I don't know if you remember, somebody had come and said, oh, somebody's got a gift for you.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And he left.
Is he cool or
yeah, is he cool? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like, who is
cool.
it, sort of thing. Yeah. And then he came back with my friend, with my friend and her friend. So what she told me like days after, like the next day or something, was that he had come out and she got pictures with him, and that she had said, oh, I'm waiting, my friend opened and we're just waiting for her, my friend. And he's like, Simone, oh, Simone's with me, come on back, she's in the back with me, come on back. And so he brought them back, which I thought was really, really, really nice.
Just because of the setup of everything, I thought Sam was the one who had given him the gifts, wasn't
it like a bag of chips, like ketchup chips? It was a bag
of ketchup chips, because they don't have it in the States, and then like Joe Louis, yes, because yes. Which I guess they also don't have in the States, which I just assumed everybody had that shit.
But they have like versions of it, because I remember Mark ate one. He was eating one. He's like, this is pretty good. He was eating one. And I said, that's he said it's the equivalent of a moon pie in the States.
Yeah.
But I think because he came back with Aaron and Sam and he was holding the Joe Louis and the ketchup chips. So, because I thought, oh, maybe
I just assumed,
got it from them. Or at least from him, not from Aaron, because Aaron's American. So she wouldn't know ketchup chips either.
Yeah, she wouldn't. Which is like, it just makes sense as a flavor. Like you eat French fries with ketchup most times. It's the same shit, just a different.
It tastes like barbecue to me. It tastes like a sweet barbecue to me.
All right, we're just gonna move past that one.
Or maybe I haven't had ketchup.
It's not the same flavor, but that's fine.
It tastes like, to me, it tastes like a sweeter version of.
Yeah, don't let me edit what you taste when you eat. Like I have no.
Or maybe I thought I was eating ketchup chips and I wasn't.
No, you're wrong. That sensation you are experiencing yourself. You're wrong about that.
That was wrong. Your taste buds are wrong. Okay.
It's for me, it's a distinctly different flavor, but hey, to each their own.
Maybe I haven't had ketchup chips. Maybe I thought I was having ketchup chips.
I don't know. Don't let me get in your head about this. Okay.
Because it always tasted like a sweet barbecue type. I don't know.
There's probably some overlaps in the ingredient
they look the same.
Yeah.
But no, I just thought I loved it when we were all in the room and we were just chatting, and it was like,
yeah, it was nice.
It was really nice. And like, I couldn't thank him enough. Like I kept thanking him. And at one point, you and I were sitting on the couch, And I got up, and I remember I tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned, and I was just like, thank you so much. And he hugged me, and he's like, good thing you killed. Which I thought was really which I thought was really funny. But before I went out, like when the show was starting, because the way it was done, it was like a shotgun start, where like I went out cold. Like there was the voice of God, which was Rob, to just say, welcome to the show, your first act. And then I went out cold. So the audience wasn't warmed up or anything like that. There was no like host to warm up the audience. And so I was a little nervous about that, because it's one thing to go bullet after there's been a host up there for like 10 or 15 minutes.
For sure, yeah.
Versus like the show starts and boom, you're out. But the crowd was great.
Yeah.
The crowd was really, really good. And he gave me like a little pep talk before I went out there. He was like, have fun and like kill him and all of this stuff. And I went out there, and I don't know what I think I was thinking that he's going to go back to his dressing room. He's going to be like, good luck, have fun, and then go do his own thing, like to prepare and stuff. And so I just did my stuff. And even though I knew where you and Christy were sitting, because remember I waved to you from the wings before the show, so because I was looking for you guys, and I could see, and you guys had pretty good seats, and you were fairly close to the front. I think you were row 3 or 4, like 3 or 4 rows from the front. From
it was like 10 rows back, but
10, was it? Okay,
yeah, it's a big theater, so it's
okay, it didn't seem that far back, but
it really wasn't. It was great seats.
Yeah, great seats. So because I remember seeing, and I was like, okay, I know where they are. If I get like nervous or something, I'll look at them, because I knew you guys would be like, I'll look at them. I couldn't see shit from the stage. I couldn't see. All I could see was like silhouettes. Like I couldn't make out facial features of just the front row, because they were it seemed quite far and lower than the stage.
Yeah, well, it's it's like a proper theater.
Yeah, exactly.
So the stage is elevated, and then you got those spotlights on your face, and then they dim
the spotlights, and then we've
got no lights on us, so you can't see shit past like
I couldn't. Yeah, because I kept looking, and I was like, I can't see them. But the thing is, other than like those people in the front row, and I couldn't tell you male, female, black, white. I could just see figures. Just shapes.
Human-based shapes.
Human form shapes. That's all I could see. And beyond that, I couldn't see anything, but I could feel everything. I could feel heat. I could feel the heat. And then like that first big laugh, holy shit. Like it was just like pow. Because that was the biggest crowd I'd ever performed in front of. I'd never performed in I think before that the largest might have been maybe not even 200, maybe like 150, 160 or something like that. So this is like 10 times that size. And I couldn't see anybody, but you feel it. Like you feel like body heat, you feel the heat. And then that laugh, it's like a, it was incredible. So when I finished, I introduced Rob.
Yeah.
And then as I walked off stage, Mark was standing there. He was still there, and he was doing this. And he's like, you killed. And he hugged me. And we had a little bit of a conversation. We talked a little bit. And he was like, I hope that was fun. And he was like, oh, thank you. He was thanking me. Huh. And I was like, no, thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
And we chatted for a little bit. And then I guess he went to, because I guess like Rob's been traveling with him, that he knows his stuff. So he just didn't stick around to watch him. So he stood with me for a little bit, for a few minutes as we chatted.
Yeah,
and then
Rob.
then he went to his dressing room, and because I wanted to watch, so I sat on the staircase leading to his dressing room.
Yeah.
I sat there and watched from the wings, and then I watched from there. And then when Rob finished, he brought out Mark, and then I sat and watched Mark for most of his show, I'd say he was out there for an hour. I think I sat out there for maybe 50 minutes, 45, 50 minutes. And then when Rob went up into his dressing room, into Mark's dressing room, I went with him. And that was when Mark was doing like the, not Q&A, but people were throwing out, calling out things and he would riff on them.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So that's where I was the last 10, 15 minutes of.
Yeah, that got wild, because just like people are just like shouting shit. Like, took a little while to get people into it.
Yeah, but then once they're into it, you can't shut them up.
Yeah, like halfway through it, it was like, anything else? And yeah, like 40 people are just like shouting shit.
Yeah, because he did that when I saw him in Portland and also in Ottawa. And yeah, it took a little while because people were like, oh, we can call stuff out. And then once the first person yelled out something and he riffed on it, then everyone was like, oh, okay, this is going down. So
let's hear his take on Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yeah, exactly. Kanye, like all kinds of stuff. But
that old ball of wax.
But yeah, no, it was so much fun. And this like when he found out that all of us were comics, and he talked to us like peers, and he was asking about the scene because he thought we all lived in the same, that we're all from the same city. And it was like, no, we're from Ottawa, he's from Kingston, she's from the States, he's from Toronto, and stuff like that. And yeah, it was quite the experience. It was a lot of fun. And then we went to the other theater he was a guest judge. And like you said earlier, we didn't get on, but we were in the bar and they had it live streaming, but we weren't really paying attention.
It was
so full. It was so packed. Yeah.
There's so many comics in the front portion of the bar.
And it's not a big bar. It's not a big bar either. So yeah, we were squashed in there, but we had fun.
No, I had a great night. Yeah, it was Christy's birthday. So
it was Christy's birthday.
And we knew one of the bartenders too. So that was good. Brovo Cop.
Brovo, yeah. And the thing is, like, I was, well, how nervous I was on the way there, like leading to it.
Yeah, you were a wreck.
I was a wreck. I was really, really nervous. Well, I remember you hugged me, I started crying. We were at the Airbnb, and you're like, oh shit, you really are crying.
Get your shit together. Come on now.
I was so nervous. I was so nervous because I was like,
understandably so.
Yeah, because I was like, this is huge. And then, something like that was like all the doubt starts coming in. Like, what if I can't do this? What if what if I make a complete ass of myself? What if I bomb? And then I've just ruined my comedy career, like before it's really even gotten started. And I bombed in front of the one of the biggest comics, one of the most popular comics in North America, like that would have been a bomb of like monumental proportions sort of thing. So all this, I just felt all this pressure. And then of course all the negative stuff that I'd been hearing over the last 2 years was coming back, and that I don't deserve it and all of this shit. And I was like a wreck. I was just so nervous, and I was like, I want to do well. I need to do well. I need to do well. And so I was, even though I knew my set inside out backwards, because I practiced and I was fortunate enough that I get a lot of stage time, so I was able to do it like on stage. But the days that I wasn't on stage, I was going through it over and over and over, like in my living room or in the shower sort of thing, like driving somewhere. I'm just going through the set because I was like, I have to know this cold. I need to bring it. Like, this is like this high stakes sort of thing,
No looking at notes on that show.
Exactly. So I had my phone because like I had my microphone and I need the phone close by to to record, but like
Yeah.
ordinarily I would have it there, and just because it's there I would look, but I had it that the stool was behind me.
Yeah.
So I put it on the stool. So it's like I'm close enough that it could pick up the signal from my microphone. But I was like, in the event that I have a massive brain fart, all I have to do is just go back, take a peek, and go up. But I didn't need to. I just,
Good.
you know, but yeah, like I was relieved that it went well. And I think the fact that like I knew people in the audience, that was comforting too. You know, like,
Well,
even
you're welcome.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
I mean, you're the one who got me the tickets for free and shit, but you're welcome.
Oh yeah, because I couldn't imagine like doing all of that by myself, like not having anybody with me. Especially since I went to Toronto. If it were here might be a little bit different. If it happened here, but just the fact that I like went to another city, albeit a city that I know very, very well because I lived there for so many years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have been more of a mess going through that all by myself. Like if I'd gone there alone, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then something funny after that, a woman that I went to, when I learned to code, I went to a coding school. Like we did a part-time coding school to learn how to code. And a woman who was in my class was at the show. And she messaged me on Instagram. She's like, I saw you. You were so good. Oh my God. Oh my God. And she said, like, she was there with her husband and a couple of friends. And she said when they announced my name and she saw me come out, she was like, I know her. Oh my God, I know her. I know her.
That was that like the before you were into comedy that you did the coding thing?
Yeah, that was 2015.
Wild. Yeah, so that'd be funny. Just
yeah.
All of a sudden you're at a show you paid good money for, and then all of a sudden someone from your coding class is on stage opening for the fucking,
because like we're friends on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but I don't know how closely she followed what I was doing. You know, I don't like, even though we were connected on these platforms socials, like it's like I don't, because unless something, you know, if I happen to open Instagram and something of hers is right there, like I'm not searching for, and I think there's like an algorithm that it presents this like the people that you watch the most or something like that. But so it's like I know she's not searching for me, and so she said she was just shocked that it was like, oh, because she said at first it was like, oh, there's probably, I don't know, a dozen people named Simone Holder. I'm like, no, I know of one other. I know one other girl who's maybe like, I think she's probably in her 20s, like this in Toronto. And she's like, maybe it's somebody else. And then I came out, she's like, I know her. Like, so she was sweet. Like, that was so cool to see you do that. You know, you did so well and everything. So that was fun. But yeah, no, the whole experience was great. And I know like how nervous I was leading up to it, that after I was just full of adrenaline.
Yeah.
I was so full of adrenaline because with the amount that we drank, I should have been dead. And I wasn't hungover at all. I'm not saying I wasn't impaired. I was.
Yeah.
But like, had that been like a regular Wednesday night, I would have been dead. You know, but I was like, I remember at some point, like the next morning, my throat hurt. And it was like, because I was screaming at some points. I was just like, yeah. I was screaming like, what's party? Or whatever I was screaming. I was just so like full of adrenaline and like pumped up, and I was like, I can't sleep. And I didn't.
Yeah.
I ended up staying up the whole night.
Really?
Yeah, I stayed up the whole night. Like because I stayed up on the couch.
I was gonna say, I don't know how. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know how you guys got up when you did.
Yeah.
Because you had to be at the train for.
Yeah, our
10
train
or
was at
something?
10:30, so we had to be there.
Yeah.
We had to be at Union by at least 10, and we
Yeah.
left. I think we ended up leaving around 9.
Yeah,
9
I
o'clock or
was like,
something.
I was dead to the world. Like, if I didn't have to leave that Airbnb, I never would have. I would have just like slept till 5, which is, if I didn't have this, I would be sleeping as well. I'm still yawning my face off. I'm fucking just dead, and then I gotta go. Friend's birthday's tonight, so I gotta
Right,
go. I
you
gotta
gotta
go
go
out
out
again.
later.
Yeah, I
But
might not
yeah,
go as
like it
hard
was
tonight. We'll
good.
see.
It was good that I think the checkout for the Airbnb was noon, so it was like, yeah, you didn't have to leave till noon. So
Oh, I heard 11, so I was out by 11.
11. Okay, well, either
Or,
way, like
I don't actually. I don't remember. I don't remember.
yeah, I thought it was,
It might have been noon.
yeah, but either way, like you didn't have to leave with us.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was good that at least you got to sleep a little more. But I know we came home, and I know we had food. We had McDonald's. I remember that. We had
I don't.
McDonald's.
Yeah, I just remember. I don't remember us ordering it. I just remember having it and just like
I think
mashing
Christy
that
or
burger.
I think Christy ordered it like Uber Eats,
Yeah.
and it was there when we got it. It was out. I think it was in the bag outside when we got. Yeah, it either just got there. It was there right before we arrived, or
Yeah.
it came shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
But she had ordered it, and so I remember eating it, and then but still feeling like I'm still wide awake. I'm drunk, but I'm wired. Like I
Yeah.
could still go. Like I'm still like, and the two of you were like, oh, we're dead, sort of
Yeah.
thing. And I remember sitting in the living room, because we gave you the bedroom because the couch wasn't that comfortable.
Yeah.
We gave you the spare room, and then Christy and I were going to share the other room. And I remember sitting in the living room because I took my makeup off there, and my goal was to like take off my makeup and then go to bed, like get ready and go to bed. But I couldn't sleep, so I was just scrolling on my phone. I might have dozed for maybe an hour, maybe if that long, because it was quite late already. Like we got back, it was like 3 or 4 or something.
Probably closer to 4. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, because I remember we were saying something along the lines like, "Oh, we got to get up in like 3 hours or something."
Yeah,
3 or 4, something like that.
I just remember at the bar. We stayed till close, and then they were.
And then a little after close too, because they locked the doors and we stayed in there a bit longer.
Yeah, there's just like, you're in the after party now. So okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I did so many shots. I just remember lots and
A lot of shots happened. Yeah,
shots and ordinarily like 2 shots and I'm done. But I was like drinking my usual stuff and doing shots and everything, and I was like still standing, and that's all adrenaline, because had that been like a normal night, I would have been dead.
Yeah,
dead like well before the 7 shots I had or whatever, I would have been dead hours ago. Like I wouldn't have lasted till like 3 a.m. or whatever it was. But yeah, that was like pure adrenaline. And the thing is, I didn't sleep the night before, like Tuesday night into Wednesday. I didn't sleep because I was so nervous.
Yeah,
I couldn't sleep. So I was up. Again, I might have snoozed for like an hour or 40 minutes or something, but I was up the whole time. I was up the whole time till it was time to leave to go to the train station. Didn't sleep on the train at all, like going to Toronto and then everything. And then I was just adrenaline after. And even still a little bit in the morning too, like when it was time to get ready to go to Union to come back home. And I think I snoozed a little bit, but I was still like wired. And I listened because I had the audio recording of the set, and I listened to it over and over and over because I was like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe that happened. I still can't believe that happened. So I listened to it the entire ride back to Ottawa.
Okay.
You know. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Still, and yeah. So it's like I was waiting, like so much anticipation, and now it's like almost 2 weeks, like a week and a half. It happened a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all this, because I knew for about, I think I announced it publicly maybe about 3 or 4 weeks before, but I knew a couple of weeks before that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so all that waiting for that day to come, and then the day comes, and now it's in the past. Like it's gone, it's done, you know, but no, I'm glad you were there. I'm glad you were there.
It was good to be there, and it was good to be in the audience. Like being backstage for it would have been cool, I guess, but it was nice to actually see it and be in the audience for it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about
way.
that too, because I was like, it would have been cool for you guys to be backstage with me, but being backstage as a performer is one thing, but you want to see the show.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You know, you want to see the show. And so I'm glad I was able to you were able to come backstage after, but I'm glad you got to see the show, like sit in the audience. You had they gave you good seats, and that you could enjoy the show and not just be backstage, you know, where you're not hearing properly, you might not hear it properly, or you're sitting, like I was sitting on stairs sort of thing to watch, you know, because I didn't want to go into, we had another dressing room. And like I didn't want to sit in there because it's like I want to hear and everything, and you guys might have ended up sitting in there, which wouldn't have been you know, especially if you wanted to see the show, it wouldn't have been that much fun for you back there, you know. So I'm glad that
just sitting waiting the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. You would have just been waiting for stuff. So I'm glad, even though I was like, oh, I want you guys backstage with me, I'm glad that you had actual proper seats and got to see the show and all of that, you know.
I like how over the course of this recording, it's gotten darker out. So like I keep shooting a look to outside to see that it's getting darker. I have no lights on, so I'm just like, there's glowing red from your curtain, like reflecting off my face. Part of me wants to turn on a light, and then I'm also like, fuck it. It is what it is. Look to see the progress, or the progression of time.
Okay. You're red now. I just noticed that. I didn't realize like these red curtains like glow so do you have just me on the thing, or do you have a side by side on your screen?
I'm tiny up top.
Oh, okay. So I'm taking up your whole screen. Like I have you side by side or side by side. So nobody's that's probably why you're so glowing red.
Well, I don't need to see my face.
I record. I have it like this because because I'm recording it. I'm gonna post it,
and that's how it goes out.
To have it. It's like for the video portion of this, or the video version of the podcast, it's easier for side by side sort of thing. But
sweet.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know if it's been snowing all day still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here. I think it's
not so much here.
It was very light. Earlier, but I haven't gone out. You know, I haven't gone out in it. What was the last time I went out? I think it was Tuesday night. I had a spot at Absolute.
Nice.
You know, I had wanted to go out on Thursday. There were 2 shows I wanted to go. I want to go to Laugh Lounge to see Dave. How do you pronounce his last name? Merger. To see him.
Sure, you with some consonants and stuff.
Dave Merhesh. Merhej.
That's my impression. I don't know. It's his last name. He would know better than I would. Yeah.
Because I went to see him at Laugh Lounge, and at the same time, like, we had mutual friends who were performing at Yuck Yucks that night, and I was like, you know, I couldn't do both because they're running at the same time. I ended up going to neither just because the weather was bad and I was just tired and everything. So I didn't end up going to either show. You know, so now technically I don't have to leave until Wednesday when I have a show because I work from home.
Right.
So I don't have to leave to go to work. I just work here, and then I have a show on Wednesday. So that's the earliest. I don't anticipate having to go anywhere between now and Wednesday. So
you got just 3 days of chilling.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill in my cheetah jumper until it's time to go. Until it's time to go. So you know, so thank you. Thank you so much.
Problem. Thanks for having me. Thanks for
always
watching and or listening, folks at home. Take care of yourselves.
And thank you for being like one of my most prolific guest, I guess.
Well, because I know suggests I do work. I don't exactly do work on the comedy outside. I would just kind of show up whenever there's a show and fumble my way through shit. So prolific, I will not accept. But recurring guest.
Okay. What was I gonna say? I think
I don't know.
I don't remember what season, but one of the video of one of our, I think actually 2 videos of the podcasts where you were a guest have like 800 or 900 views.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know how that happened because everything else.
What the fuck?
Same. And like the other ones on average, when I post them on YouTube, might get not a lot, less than 100 usually, because I don't have a big following on YouTube. But your both, I think 2 of the videos that you were in, and then one, I can't remember who the guest was, but another one have like either close to 1,000 or over 1,000, and I was like,
it must be for my excellent eyebrow. It's the eyebrows. Before we go, I just want to reiterate, ketchup chips are not the same as barbecue chips. It's a different fucking flavor. It's not the same. You have weird taste buds and you should be concerned. Go see a doctor. I'm thinking
maybe I haven't.
Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor. I'm thinking maybe I thought I was eating ketchup chips and I was actually eating sweet barbecue. Maybe that's why.
I shouldn't have brought it back up.
Yeah, I don't know. Because
I'm gaslighting your fucking taste buds. No, they're not the same thing. You're crazy. You're definitely crazy.
Well, the thing is, like, ketchup chips aren't my go-to, so I could have eaten them thinking it was. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? It's not. I can't remember the last time I ate ketchup chips, and it's not. If I buy chips, it's like either buy plain or barbecue. I never go ketchup. So
you buy plain chips?
Yes, I love plain chips.
You psychopath. Do you dip them in shit at least? Or you just
I don't
raw
like dip,
dog?
just raw dogging plain chips.
All right.
If I'm feeling crazy, I'll get barbecue. Yeah.
If this wasn't over, it is now. Holy shit. Plain ass chips.
I love plain chips.
Unbelievable. All right, and you know what? Don't let me. To each their own, but to me, that's weird. Halloween must be your favorite time of year when you just, well, yeah, the amount of plain chips that get given out on Halloween is excessive and unnecessary. But I guess that's
my jam. I love it.
You. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love plain chips. I like plain chips. If I'm feeling like saucy or crazy, I'll have barbecue.
Okay.
Or hickory sticks.
Today I learned.
Ooh, yeah, you learned today.
It's so fucking dark now. It's so crazy.
It's true. I'm in like brightness because I've got my studio lights, and you're like the glow of the
I'm leaning in so you can see my dumb face better. Yeah. Yeah. And I look like, Look like ass. All right.
Well,
All right. Well,
thank
thanks.
you.
Yeah. Thanks
Thank you
again
so
for
much.
having me. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
And thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye, folks. I gotta go buy a ring light. Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah, clearly.
Bye, everyone.